Hi there, music fans, or I should say movie fans, for this one because this is my top 10 favorite movies of all time, and I wanted to do this one for a while. There's so many movies I absolutely love, and it was hard to pick out 10, but I wanted to pick out my top 10 favorite. The top three have always been my top three favorite movies of all time. Actually, top five, I think, have been my top five movies, but the other five. Um, I suppose they could change over the years, but definitely the top five can't change. I don't think any movie will ever beat my top five, but definitely the other ones in the top 10. I could choose other movies that could be just as I love just as much. A couple of movies that I didn't mention. For instance, the Die Hard series. I love the original Die Hard, in particular Lethal Weapon. Some of the westerns, The Searchers, The Good, the Bad, the Ugly, Hang 'Em High, Escape from Alcatraz. There's so many movies I absolutely love. But here is my top 10 favorites. So at number 10, I have one from the 90s starring Sean Connery, Nicolas Cage, and Ed Harris. The Rock. Absolutely love this movie. Can't get enough of this movie. These are all movies I can't get enough of. I've probably seen them all, but definitely over 20 or 30 times. And some of them even a lot more than that. But the number 10 for me is The Rock. Absolutely love it. And I was in San Francisco a couple of years ago, and I did had to go and visit Alcatraz and check out the location of this movie. Absolutely love it. The Rock. So number 9, I have an 80s classic. I've always loved Eddie Murphy, so Beverly Hills Cop has to be in my top 10. Yeah, from I think about 1984 or 1985. Absolutely love this movie. Loved it since I was a kid. Probably as a kid I shouldn't have been watching it, but over the years I've just grown to love this movie more and more, and absolutely love it. So number 9 is Beverly Hills Cop. Number 8 was probably my favorite film as a teenager. I absolutely loved this movie. It probably would have been in my top 5 or top 3 even back when I was in my teens, because I used to watch this over and over again. Absolutely loved it, and it's from 1955, and it's James Dean's Rebel Without a Cause. Absolutely love this film. I haven't watched it in quite a while actually, and I need to watch this one again because it's such a fantastic movie. Absolutely love Rebel Without a Cause. So number 7, I had to have something from the James Bond series because I absolutely love James Bond movies, and I'm so sad that they've killed the character off now. I don't know what's going to happen to the series now, but my favorite James Bond movie hasn't changed through the years, and it's the second movie ever made, and it was From Russia with Love. Absolutely, I think everything that I love about James Bond is in this movie. From Russia with Love. So that's my number 7. And yeah, from the James Bond series to another series I absolutely love. It's the T-shirt. Star Wars. Absolutely love Star Wars. And I think everybody agrees that the best Star Wars movie was Empire Strikes Back. What a movie. Just it included all the classic lines like "I am your father" and all that. Just everything is included in that movie. Empire Strikes Back. I think a lot of Star Wars fans would say that that's the best one, and I totally agree. So that's my number 6. So I'm into them top 5 now that I said are absolute set in stone. These will never change. These are I don't think they'll ever change unless a great movie comes out. But it seems that movies these days are just copies of old movies. So there's a lot of old movies in my top 10, and this one comes from the 70s. I think I've chose movies from every single decade, but this one comes from the 70s, and it's my favorite Clint Eastwood movie, the original Dirty Harry. Absolutely love this movie. Another one I watched as a kid. Probably shouldn't have been watching it as a kid, but I loved it as a kid. I still love it today. Dirty Harry. I love anything with Clint Eastwood. I love all his movies, especially some of the westerns as well. And I love the whole Dirty Harry series. I love Hang 'Em High. I love The Unforgiven, of course. I love Gran Torino. Yeah, just I love Clint Eastwood, but my favorite Clint Eastwood movie of all time is the original Dirty Harry movie. So number 4, is another series, and it's the original one. Comes from 1985, and it's Back to the Future. Michael J. Fox. Just absolutely love this movie, and I'm a big fan of everything 50s. If a movie is set in the 50s, I have to see it. Um, yeah, big fan of the 50s, and the original Back to the Future is set in 1955. So that's probably why I love this one more than the rest of them. But I do love the whole trilogy. But I have to say the first one is just an absolute 80s classic. So that's my number four. So number three is probably the oldest movie here, and it's one that I watch every single year because I cannot um go through Christmas without watching It's a Wonderful Life with James Stewart. Just an absolute incredible feel good movie. I absolutely love this movie, and Christmas wouldn't be Christmas if I didn't watch this movie. So it's probably one that I probably watch more than some of the rest of them, because I watch it at least once every year at Christmas. So It's a Wonderful Life, number three. So my number two is my favorite western of all time. I love westerns. I love High Noon. I love The Searchers, as I said. It's just some absolute lawman with Kurt Douglas. I absolutely love that movie. Or sorry, Burt Lancaster. Absolutely love yeah, the Magnificent Seven. All Western movies I absolutely love. But my favorite one of all time is John Wayne, Dean Martin, Ricky Nelson, Rio Bravo. Absolutely love it. Yeah, it's one I've watched over and over again through the years. And the fact that it has Ricky Nelson in it as well is just a bonus. Ricky looks absolutely fantastic as Colorado. Um, just an incredible movie. Love it. And I believe that it's Quentin Tarantino's, one of Quentin Tarantino's favorite movies of all time. So there you go. But my favorite movie of all time, anybody that knows me, I think, knows that my favorite movie of all time comes from the same year as Rio Bravo, 1959, and it's Some Like It Hot with Tony Curtis, Jack Lemmon, and Marilyn Monroe. And yeah, I absolutely love this movie. And the first celebrity I ever met was Tony Curtis. He was doing a book signing in the mid 90s, I think around 95. He was signing his book in Eason's in O'Connell Street in Dublin, and I went in, I met him, I shook his hands. And it's the time before camera phones, so unfortunately there's no photograph, which I absolutely would have loved to have a photograph of me and Tony Curtis. But I'm just so honoured that I was able to shake this man's hand because I love Tony Curtis. Yeah, I love so many of his other movies as well. And yeah, but this is my absolute favourite one of them all. Some Like It Hot, an absolute classic. So that's my top 10. I'll run through them real quick again. I have The Rock, Beverly Hills Cop, Rebel Without a Cause, From Russia with Love, Emperor Strikes Back, Dirty Harry, Back to the Future, It's a Wonderful Life, Rio Bravo, and Some Like It Hot. And yeah, just for fun, that was my top 10 favourite movies of all time. There's some amount of movies out there, and I'm sure I'm going to go off now and I realise that I left out one that I absolutely love, but that happens with all these top 10s. But off the top of my head, that's my top 10 as it is today. And if you have any comments, leave them in the section below. If not, thank you and bye.